guys, today I want to show you a little video of how to make your own pull-up bar indoors. Not everybody's lucky to have an outdoor pull-up bar like myself. I was able to build this one in my backyard, dip station and so on. But with all this COVID craziness right now, people working out at home, we're trying to. So I'm coming up with a cool idea how to make a ceiling pull-up bar with a couple simple things. So let's get started. Another thing I built was this monkey bar thing. It's pretty cool, but obviously not when you live in an apartment. So I'll show you guys what you can do if you don't have a backyard. Here we have, it's a punch square tube zinc plated bar, hollow. It's 1.5 inch by 36 inch. I'm gonna cut this in half. We got a threaded rod, 3/4 by 10, 36 inch, zinc plated. This is a 1 by 30 black pipe from the plumbing department. Everything was purchased in Home Depot. Some mounted bolts. These are 5/8 with bolts and washers. Optional, you can get plastic dip if you want to coat this up and coat this up. So we'll do some prep work here and then I'll show you the installation at home. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure this in half. This is the two pieces that will be hanging out of your ceiling where your pull-up bar will mount to. So we're just going to cut this down the middle, 36 inch, so we'll go 18. I got a cutoff wheel. If you don't have that, you can use a handsaw. There's many ways to cut metal. Just be safe, wear safety glasses. Trim off any excess. So this is the idea. This is going to go out of the ceiling from your rafters. We're going to put the threaded rod in here and the pipe over it. And that's it. So now we have to drill these out. And yep. Alright, so we're going to drill the holes at the ends here, but I'm not going to expand this one because this is going to be too close to the edge. So what we're going to do is drill right in here in the middle. So I'm just going to use the knot to mark this off. To get an outline of how much we need to cut out. I'm gonna grab my drill. First I'm gonna punch a little hole just to get a nice easy start. Get a bit. Soft metal, so it should drill pretty easy. I'm gonna go bigger and just keep expanding. Let's see if we can go straight to the big boy. 3/4. That's the biggest I have. It's not perfect, but it will do. There we go. Yep. It will all make sense soon, guys. So I want to show you guys the idea behind this. Basically, this will be a pull-up bar. We're going to put something in there so the pipe doesn't rotate, because that makes it 10 times harder. So we'll go like this. remove these, obviously. These will bolt on here. Same with the other side. Bolt on here. So this is how your pull-up bar will be hanging down from your ceiling. If you have attic access, we're gonna go to the attic. We're gonna connect these guys to the rafters. If you don't have attic access, we're gonna have to go through the ceiling, which means you're gonna have to do some patchwork after. Connect these to the rafters with these guys. So I checked, I do have access to my ceiling. I only have 4-inch rafters. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, or one of these and maybe a couple regular screws to mount this. And that should do it. If you have longer rafters, you might want to invest in a little longer pieces, especially if you have higher ceilings. I don't. That's why I only have these 18-inch pieces. You might want to invest in 2 of these and do a longer one. This is just to give you an idea how you can do it. But you know, this stuff will be heavy duty. It's gonna hold off a lot of weight. So probably plastic tip this. I'm gonna possibly plastic tip this. I don't know if I'm gonna cut these ends off or just put 2 of these guys on here. Maybe even get a washer. Not necessary, but it will look cleaner. And that's that. Next step. Alright guys, we're above the gym room. This is where I'm gonna work from. As you see, it's a crawl space. There really isn't much space here. So tight space to work in, but at least I have access. If you don't, you're gonna have to do this all from the inside of the room. So we have about 4-inch beams here, which is not a lot of support. So what I'm gonna do is once I mount these guys, I'm gonna run a couple support beams from here to the top just to relieve the pressure. Put a couple screws on the sides and maybe run a beam across from this one to this one and to that one, so the pressure is more spread out for when the pull-up bar is pulling down. Might put a little beam in between here to make sure the bar, these rails don't wiggle at all, just to stabilize it as much as possible. Got a little makeshift tool I made here for cutting the sheetrock to get a clean cut. It's an X-Acto knife, and I used a Sawzall blade as I don't have a sheetrock blade on me. So we got 30 inches from the inside. Well, first I measured the middle, then I went 15 to this side, 15 to that side, 30 inches in the middle. That's how wide my pull-up bar is, so that will be the space between these 2 guys. So let me try to do that right now, and I'll show you the result in a minute. That's what I was talking about. This thing actually cut amazing holes. Clean. Should be no mess on the other side. We'll see. Screw to hold this in place, give it some support. And now we're only gonna use one of our 3/8 bolts that's gonna go through here to the back. Like this. I'll be right there. Sorry. Right through this one, through the middle. Together side, tighten it, use the washers and everything. If you have preferably a larger beam, like 6 or 8 inch, you would use 2 of these and you would have a pretty solid support. I'm going with 1. This will hold the weight just fine. And like I said, I'll just support this to the top for extra support. And that would basically be your basic installation of the support bars. As you see, very simple setup. It's all about access. You might have to tear up your ceiling, or you might have attic access. Yeah. And here's the finished product. Got the beam in between for extra support and stabilization. Got the 2 support beams going to the rafters. And that should do it. That should be more than enough. Now downstairs to install the bar. And here is what it looks like from the other side. I'm gonna kind of probably make some covers to cover that up, make it clean. And since this is direct access to the attic, I'm gonna shove some paper or t-shirt from the other end just to seal that up as well. I don't want that air coming down here. Put up the bar next, and then we'll test it out. And here is basically the finished product. It's solid, it's not going anywhere. But we're still gonna take this off, and I'm gonna plasti dip this and this, make it all black and cool. And then we'll be fully done. All right, we got the pull-up bar disassembled. Now we're gonna hit it with some plasti dip. One tip about this stuff, you wanna do it in warmer temperature, otherwise it solidifies, freezes up. That's what they say, actually don't use it winter time. So if you will use it during winter time stuff, heat it up in a hot bowl of water or something to, you know, make sure it's nice and warm. Besides that, it should work just fine. So we're gonna do probably like 3 coats, and that should do it. So this is what we look after coat 1. It's drying out right now. I'm gonna wait 30 minutes about between each coat to get good adhesion. One thing I forgot to mention, I did sand down all these bars and the pipe with 220 grit sandpaper just to scuff up the surface and to give it better adhesion with the paint. And obviously you don't do this indoors. Alright, hey guys, so it's been a while. As you notice, the room is different color now. I actually ended up painting the room and redoing some other stuff while I was getting to plasti dipping this, head writing and stuff. But anyways, plasti dipped. I also did little covers here. I used, I had these thin 1/8" G10 sheets that piece of plastic you can use that I cut out and just screwed into the ceiling just to protect the sheetrock from the pull-up bar. Plus it looks a lot nicer. So we got these two mounted. Now we're just gonna put the bar on and it'll be ready to go. So when I did the first test, I thought, you know, having this in here is gonna make the bar spin. But since you tighten the hell out of it when you put it on, it's not spinning, it's all good, so we don't have to mess around with that. So let's put it in. That. We get our bolts on. You can trim this off. I don't know if I want to yet. I might do 2 bolts on each. You can always attach something to it or whatever. One thing I mentioned before was I did plug up the inside of this tubing so I don't have any stuff in the attic coming in. One thing I was thinking of, if this is going to be in our way, I might actually try to do this retractable that it goes up into the ceiling. So maybe another video coming. But anyway, for now, let's test this one out. That's it. Pull-up bar is ready. No problem. Works like a charm. No wiggling, no motion. Ceilings didn't collapse. Let me show you guys close up. I only did 3 coats of the plasti dip. You can go 4 or 5 if you want to. I left the plastic covers on the pipe on. Actually acts as a good thing to tighten it up here to avoid the motion. These are the little plastic tabs I was telling you guys about. And that's it. I can walk under it. It's perfect height. And here's the rest of the stuff we did. I made a video also for this weight rack I just did out of some sheetrock, sorry. This rack I did out of plywood, 3/4 inch. So, or a wine rack, whatever you want it to be. So it's another cool idea for a home gym. This little rack I got on Amazon. These are guys I had already. Heavy duty metal fan. Mounted right on the wall, out of the way. Powerful, better than that plastic crap. We did a little stretch bar here. This is 1.5 inch round wooden bar and nice heavy duty iron holders. Home Depot right here. We did the rubber floor, which is working out great. And another cool thing we did was I used a TV mount to take that standing mirror I had here and make it retractable. You can push it against the wall and so on. Oh yeah, and we did the TV station floating, so no more clutter. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope this is useful. Please subscribe, like, follow, and more coming. Thanks.